horses. It's dinner time. This is actually kind of a pretty video this time of night or evening, or what's it called? Dusk? Is that what it is? I think it's dusk. No, it's actually, the colors are really pretty. Yeah, normally we make them trail walk, which is like this. Oops. And Lumpy's like, it's not his favorite thing. Pretty boy. That was funny. Whoever buys that horse, though, is going to have a ton of fun. Yeah.
Hey, look at you with your fancy locker. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, look at this thing. It's, hiding my video, apparently. So you got to talk. Yeah. Sure.
No, Lumpy, no. No.
You want to do that?
Yeah, no. He'll play with it and scare all the other horses. Ooh, it's muddy. Yep, I got it right here. They're so handsome. One for Chris and one for Casey. So he missed a week of training in December, in the beginning of December, and then later again at the end of December when I went home for Christmas. So he missed like 2 weeks of training in December, poor guy. But he pretty much just picked up right where we left off, and just working on his little cute jog and getting him to move off my inside leg, because he does like to kind of cut in on his turns a lot. And here we're just, you can see him missing that lead on the hind. He used to do that a lot. And by the show time, he hardly did it at all. So I was really grateful for that. But it took a lot of work to try and get that lope a lot more balanced. And it's starting to look pretty cute here. And here we're doing just little baby steps, getting that, putting that turnaround together, trying to get him to cross that outside leg over his inside leg. He tends to want to suck back like he just did right there and step back and behind instead of up and over. And I really like that he's kind of carrying himself nicely on a loose rein in this lope, and starting to naturally collect on his own without me hauling on his face. And then this stop is starting to look a lot prettier. He used to really just pop up, and it was very frustrating to try and fix that. And then we're working on his side pass here. You see, he's just really, really listening, and he's trying really hard. He's very expressive still with that tail, but it doesn't feel like a whole lot of resistance under saddle. It does kind of lets me know that he's almost like he's processing and trying to do the right thing. Then once he kind of gets it, he settles down. And here we got a nice lesson with Martine, working on getting this turnaround into look more like a spin, because I was really struggling with him sucking back and kind of dying and getting stuck and stiff and not being soft. So being able to get some lessons with an NRHA reining trainer was very helpful. And here we are doing the same thing, just working a little bit more, making that better. And it's really great that I'm able to do this with some other horses in the arena, just to get him used to that, because he's going to have to deal with that when he went to Fort Worth. So here we are on practicing trail on a Sunday. It was the only time where we could set up a trail course to practice, so that kind of made things a bit hard. And he was finally ready to actually start practicing trail. Like, I felt he was broke enough to start practicing trail. And I only have what you see there. I didn't really have a lot of trail obstacles. I had brought them from Arizona with me, what you see there. And so I tried to make it work. there was only one gate to practice on, and that's at the end of the arena, and it only opened one way. So that made it kind of hard to practice opening and closing gates. And I, wish, or I learned that in the future, I need to make sure that I am somewhere that I can practice trail almost daily when they get to this point, because you really, really need to in order for it to work in the trail class at the show. And I'm making this video after we've already shown, and it did really affect us. That was the only class that we struggled a bit in. He excelled in the other two classes that we were able to practice regularly. And this is just because of the time of year. It's wintertime. Usually the reining barn has a big outdoor arena, and that's where they use primarily. But this time of year, it was raining so much, so they had to use the indoor, and so I didn't have that much time to practice trail. So the rest of this month was just a lot of repeat stuff, like working every day, working on this turnaround, getting those shoulders to move over, getting him to cross that front leg over, getting him to follow that rein. So we did a lot of that. So it's not a whole lot for me to show you since it's just a repeat of it. It takes a lot to practice on that stuff. And you can see there, do you see how he throws his haunch out? He would do that a lot in the lope. That's a balance issue. That's him not really sitting on his haunch. Something else we worked a ton on. And then we also worked a lot on really trying to get him to extend out on this trot. And in hindsight, I kind of wish I had pushed him a little more doing that, because he has the talent to do it. And I didn't really push him enough at the show to get that to really move out. So I probably should have worked on that a bit more. But I do like how this relaxed top line. He's got this relaxed lope, and it's soft on a very light rein, and he's keeping a good cadence, and all this stuff is really, really good. And if, with more time, he's going to get even better. And those stops are getting better. He's trying to put that haunch down and not popping quite as much, because it's really uncomfortable when they pop. And pop off their front feet when they stop, and brace instead of walking those front feet and just sitting on their haunch. And then that's looking much better, where he's following that rein a lot better, and kind of sitting down on his haunch and bringing his rib cage up to really allow him to cross over that front leg and do a almost something that looks like a turnaround. So those are getting a lot better too. And here we are, just like another day. We're just going to goof off and take it easy. I kept trying to do this a lot because not just the training is important, but his mental health is extremely important to me. And I want to make sure that he's still enjoying his time with me, and he looks forward to it. It's not just drilling. So we do little stuff like this and just kind of goof off. And I try and do little things that make him feel good, like that side pass up to anything. It's one of his favorite tricks to do. So I ask him to do that a lot, makes him feel good. And so this mental health part is, I think, more important than the movements that we train them. So I went back to Arizona for Christmas and got some cool video of Isidro and Huracan. They were working on getting this lope slower and more relaxed, and his stops, which were coming out really nice, as you can see there.